Right, we will be looking at our 7th grade math review, week 20, days 3 and 4. For these first three problems, it says determine the slope and fill in the rest of the table. Well, hopefully you remember that slope is, we use the letter M to designate slope. It is change in y divided by change in x. So we just need to look at a couple of those changes. I'm looking here at my first table. So here from 16 to 8, what was the change? Well, it went down 8, so my change here is minus 8. That's my change in y. Look at the corresponding change in x. From negative 4 to negative 2, that's an increase of 2. Plus 2, we say. Alright, so now I just need to look at that division. Change in y is negative 8. Change in x is a positive 2. Negative 8 divided 2 will be a negative 4. That's my slope in this case. And in fact, this relationship happens to be proportional, so the equation would be y equals negative 4x. If we take any of these x values and multiply by negative 4, we will get the y's, and you will see that. Substituting negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 4 is a positive 16. Substituting negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 4 is a positive 8. So to get from any x to y, we simply multiply by negative 4. 0 times negative 4 would be 0. 2 times negative 4 would be negative 8. 4 times negative 4 will be negative 16. Alright, as it happens, B, the second one, is also a proportional relationship, but the last one is not. In the last one, we see that 0 pairs with 6, so you'll have to consider our form y equals mx plus b. First, we find the y-intercept, that's the b. That'll be 6 in this case. Then we find the slope. That'll help us complete the rest of this table. Alright. Scientific notation. I'm going to do one like this bottom one and like this top one, and you should be able to do the rest of them. When we convert from regular notation to scientific notation, we just consider how many spaces we needed to move the decimal. So for instance, if I had 5,700, currently the decimal is to the far right. I need to move it 1, 2, 3 spaces to write it as a number between 1 and 10, not including 10. Since I moved the decimal 3 spaces, I will say times 10 to the third. I move the decimal to the left, times 10 to the third here. Now, whenever we have a negative exponent, that's going to be moving the decimal in the opposite direction. So in this case, times 10 to the negative 7, I'm going to move the decimal 7 times to the left, so 3.4. Moving it 7 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. So 3.4 times 10 to the negative 7th is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, and then a 3, 4. Really, it's fairly easy to remember. If we have a negative exponent, it's going to be a very small number, a number close to 0. If we have a positive exponent, it's going to be a larger number. So keep that in mind as you write it. Will this one end up with a negative exponent or a positive exponent? In this case, will this be a number close to 0 or a number much larger? All right. Day 4. Is it a function or isn't it a function? We'll review the first video, review the day 1 and 2 video. We discuss what is and isn't a function. Okay. The bottom ones, write the slope and y-intercept of the line. Well, we just discussed that. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. M is the slope. It's the coefficient of the x, and b is the y-intercept. It is the constant in this form. So you simply need to identify which one in each case. In this first one, 3 over 2 is the slope. Slope is 3 over 2. Not 3 over 2x, it's simply the coefficient. And the y-intercept is this 6. Y-intercept is 6. This is a point. It is the point 0, 6. Slope is a rate of change. Y-intercept is a point where the line crosses the y-axis. Alright, with that information you should be able to handle the rest of those problems.